Right, so I would like to officially welcome everyone and thank you everyone for attending today. I just pressed recording just to make sure we record this session so you have a copy of it. So I just want to do a sound and visual check to make sure you can all see the presentation and you can hear me loud and clear. So if you want to write down in the question sections, okay, or I can hear you, or anything, just to make sure everything goes well. Okay, thank you, Ruth. All right, so I'm Alexandra, as you all already know, and I'm hosting this webinar for you today. One of the first of the master classes I'll be holding for the next few months. So, what we will cover today. So, I will talk about how you can reduce pain around the body through addressing your posture. I will explain how correct posture can actually contribute to your health and happiness. We're talking about feel-good hormones in your body. And I'll show you the so-called, well, it's not a secret, but the thing to a correct and relaxed posture. So we all know the military posture. Well, there's something missing there. And I will leave you with a takeaway exercise, which you can practice at home. And it's not one of your usual fitness exercises, which are really good, but again, there is something missing. So I'm going to talk about that missing element. So for those of you who don't know me, I am the coach and founder at Urban Women Fitness and the creator of the Merisoiu Technique. And the Merisoiu Technique is based on 5 essential principles: earthing, organic movement, fluid movement, foot discipline, and mindful control. And mindful control is the element we will talk about today. So posture awareness is part of that component. Now, when I don't change people's lives in terms of health, fitness, wellness, and posture, this is what I spend my time doing. Obstacle racing, which actually this year, because of my karate competitions, had to come had to be on the second place. In terms of karate, this is basically my life, and I compete at world level. So this year in October, I'm actually going to represent England in the World Championships, so really excited about that. Nervous a couple of months before, but really exciting. And I've been practicing karate and other type of martial arts since I was 8 years old, so since 1995. And I just want to tell you a bit about my story, just to understand what's with the posture and all these attention to detail that you will see throughout the webinar, and you see on my blogs and everywhere. Oh, by the way, this is me on the left side. I was at the World Championships in 2001, and that's the second place at team sparring. So yeah, it was a while ago, but it's a good trophy. So my story. As a karate athlete in my home country in Romania, back then, we didn't really get funded. We didn't have sponsorships, you know, when like footballers get, for example. So although we bring medals to the country, we don't really get that attention. So for many years, I didn't really know what a physiotherapist does. And although we had physiotherapists in the country, of course, but we never, no one actually took us to one. So throughout my sports career, I went through a lot of physical pain. We're talking about muscles, about pulled tendons, about ligaments, joints, which were under constant stress and overuse from a very early age. Now, not everyone who trained with me experienced this, but in my case, it just went wrong. So at the age of 12, I was struggling to walk because my knees hurt. So it was a structural damage, which in 2013 I found out it's actually a grade 3 meniscus damage, so pretty severe. But I didn't want to to go into surgery. So it was a personal decision. Obviously, I don't recommend going against your doctor, but this was my decision. I also had a lot of problems with my ankles and my Achilles tendon. These were three of the main injuries that stood with me over the years. So today, through what I'm doing, I recover much faster. So I do get injured, but I recover faster, and I have considerably reduced the risk of injury. So I don't injure myself as often as before. And one of the reasons that happens is the different fitness I have achieved through taking part of my fast and strong training to a slower pace, and address the foundation of movement, or my movement, of how I actually use my body. And I had help as well. So I had my own coach who took me through the process and guided me. So the more I worked on these foundations, the more the body started to take them into everything I did. So this is what I'm going to show you today, what I have been studying and practicing for years that changed the way I move and live today. So, and one of the most important elements of my foundation is posture. So in everything I do, I'm constantly mindful of my posture. And even when I slouch, I know I'm slouching, and you know, I'm not perfect. I do slouch sometimes, believe it or not. But everything begins with the correct posture, and that's why this is like the I have the Merisoiu Technique has a 20 laws legacy, and this is the first law. It all starts with the good, correct posture. So what I can tell you now is that I'm at a point where I am 95% of the time knee pain free, and this is a big thing for me because I can squat, I can lunge, I can run, I can lift, I can do things that before were really painful. But what I want to point out is that, let's say you do the guided exercise that I give you, and you know, you won't see big changes in the next 3 to 6 months. But bear in mind that this takes time. We're talking about lifetime habits, changing them in 3 months. That's not going to happen. So it's deep foundations, right? So I just want to point out a few things. I am not a doctor, obviously. This is something I've studied, I experienced it myself. I do with my clients, and it gives results. But you have to bear in mind that this is also not all the information out there. So it's just a small piece of what's out there. So you have to filter the information, and if you are unsure, get in touch and ask me. Right. So why is posture important? There are 3 reactions going on in your body at all times: chemical, physical, and mental. So we have the chemical, like food, digestion, when you absorb nutrients into your system, your muscles. Physical, like standing, sitting, sleeping position, running, typing, talking, any type of injuries. And mental, like stress, nervousness, self-esteem, self-confidence, focus, any cognitive function. So these reactions are controlled by the brain, right? But the brain communicates with the rest of the body through nerves, sending and receiving information to and from the part of the body where there is a reaction, right? The nerves the body uses to send this information, they all originate out from the spine, which I know some of you may know, the spine ends right in between your ears, and obviously the spine goes up your neck. So the brain and spine are your central nervous system. They are responsible for pretty much everything that's going on. So your neck and spine. You've probably heard this before. Not you're going to hear it now. Your spine is like a garden hose through which you have running water. So this is the information that goes through your nerves. That's the water. And if the hose is bent, there is no water flowing, or it's very limited. So same goes with your neck. So I want to emphasize the neck today. I want you to pay attention to the neck. If the neck is constantly under pressure and misaligned, then those nerves will not be able to help the brain send and receive information. And so the reactions, the three reactions in the body, will not take place in an effective way. And that leads to all sorts of imbalances over a long period of time. So we have mainly two kinds of people. We have those who look down into the ground and compress the trachea, which restricts the breathing. And this position also leads to slouching, and the head, so the head follows the eyes, and the body follows the head. Just remember that your body follows where your eyes go. And this in turn leads to compressing the rib cage and internal organs, right? So pressure builds up, and your internal organs will not be very happy. So, and then we have those who tilt the head backwards and put a lot of strain on the spine. So imagine that the head is about 10, 15 pounds, and usually if you look down or you look up, so if you tilt your head, it becomes heavier. But let's say 15 pounds. So imagine that pressing down on your spine, on your spinal vertebrae, thousands of times throughout your life as you sit, stand, walk, and run. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on the spine going on, and we are not even aware of it. So here's what I mean. You have the good posture, the fair posture, and probably a lot of us are at the fair posture, the ones who are, if we are more aware of our body. And then we have the poor and very poor posture. And look at the necks, at the neck, the poor and very poor. At the poor posture, the chin is coming down towards the chest, right? And the very poor, the head tilts back. So exactly the two kinds. Now, in most people, these are not so emphasized, but you will see when you sit and stand, it's going to make more sense. The balance. So we need to find the balance between these two: the head in the chin in the chest, and the head tilted back. So imagine you are balancing a golf ball or a tennis ball on a stick. Right. Now, which parts of the stick is going to move more aggressive to keep the ball in balance? And I tell you now, it's going to be the bases. So your hand will have to move all over the place to stabilize the ball on the stick. So this is the same with your body. The ball is your head, or the head is your ball, and then the hand holding the stick is your feet. So how you balance your head on your body will actually affect your whole body, all the way down to your feet. It's amazing, really. I mean, it's not the only cause you would have ankle pain, for example, but it's one of the causes. It's a really amazing thing when you become aware of this kind of things. Right, so the balance we are looking for is what I call an elongated, relaxed, and aligned position, where the head is nicely balanced on the body, and there is less muscle use and less wear and tear. And this is the exercise that the guided visualization I'm going to take you through at the end to achieve this. So this is from the Alexandra Technique, one of the Alexandra Technique pictures. So you see, when we sit and stand, we tend to lift our head as if, you know, we want to look forwards, but we forget that our eyes can move independently of our head. So we don't need to actually lift the head to look forward. And we all do this. We are not aware of it. So from now on, when you sit and stand, try to keep your body in alignment, and it's going to make a massive difference. It's going to seem weird at the beginning, but you are going to reduce that pressure on your neck and on your spine that we were talking about with the head tilt. Right, I just want to mention, if anyone has any questions, just drop them in the question box, and then I will look at them at the end, because while I'm in the flow, I don't want to interrupt myself, like I just did. So we go back to alignment and connectivity. So we talked about the nerves, we talked about head nicely balanced on the body and why is that important. And now we go back to alignment and connectivity. So muscles are scanned as you scan a printed page in search of a word. Right. The information is sent from the muscles, is received accurately by the brain, and then we activate the muscles to do what we want, ideally with a minimum of misuse, muscle tension, and waste of energy. That's ideal. Let me give you an example. Your upper body. It functions accurately thanks to nerves that start from your cervical vertebrae, or the arch of life, like the Chinese call it. So here's some food for thought. If you experience pain in your hand, for example, and obviously you didn't hit yourself or there's no structural damage, chances are that one of the three main nerves that go down your arm from your cervical spine do not accurately send the information back and forth. So, you know, it could be this or anything else, but just think about it when you feel that it may be one of the nerves, or when you feel numbness in your hands, right, in your fingers. Those are nerves, and they are usually affected when we tense up our shoulders, which shouldn't be tensed up. We shouldn't keep them up. So it's not the hand you actually need to look at, but rather how to improve that connectivity, the messages that are sent through the nerves. And to improve that connectivity, the first step is a good, relaxed, and elongated posture to allow a better flow through the nerves. And I'm going to show you how to do this later on. So again, if you have knee pain, for example, chances are that nerves, as like the sciatic nerve, which can cause many problems, do not function at the optimum. So one of the most important ways you can allow better communication down your legs is a correct, relaxed, and elongated posture. Right, so that was the physical part in a nutshell. The state of mind. So all the sports I've been practicing, karate, Latin American dancing, target shooting, archery, natural movement, all of them require control over the body, and control begins with body awareness, and it begins with posture. So basically I was introduced to posture from a very early age, but never knowing what I was actually doing and how it influenced me at a mental level, then and now as well. So in his studies, Frederick Matthias Alexander, the creator of the Alexandra Technique, has helped not only patients suffering from physical pain such as RSI, neck, shoulders, lower back pain, but he also helped his patients suffering with depression. It's amazing, right? I mean, he was showing them a different way to use their bodies, a more efficient way, a correct way, and the depression would just go down, right? To stress as well, anxiety as well. So there's no surprise that posture affects physical well-being as well as mental, because you know, when you are sad or angry, all you need to do is change your stance, and that changes your mood. And these are called power stances, and you may know about them. They really work. In karate, we have a lot of power stances, so I do them quite often. When you feel, for example, when someone feels sorry for themselves, right? You slouch, they look in the ground, but the moment they lift their head high and look ahead, the attitude changes as well, and this leads to confidence. In martial arts and self-defense, among the first thing they talk about is posture and attitude. So someone who walks with their head into the ground and hands in their pockets and are seen as less confident and vulnerable, and they often fall victims, even if it's not so. So posture sends out a message in the world. While those who walk with a confident attitude, with head high, relaxed posture, are less likely to be targets So we are talking about self-defense and martial arts. Posture sends this message out. And it's all about the attitude, but the right attitude, not the arrogant walking down the street, oh, I'm the cool, I can take anyone. No, it's just the right attitude, confidence. In business, right? So negotiations, when you speak in public, when you walk on stage, your posture is the first thing people see. And they don't even see your posture. What they actually see is your attitude. Your self-confidence, your message, and your message in what you deliver, your confidence in what you deliver in your message. So you send your message through your posture every moment of the day, when you walk down the street, when you are on the tube, on the bus. So think throughout the day, what is the message you send out? When you shake someone's hand, it's not only the handshake, it's your posture as well. So your mind and body are always connected. So all these three reactions that take place in your body, the physical, chemical, and mental, are not three separate things. They all work together, and you must remember you are one whole unit. So there was a research that I bumped into a couple of months ago. I didn't make a note of it, but I'm sure I can find it. So if anyone wants to see it, to read through it, I'm gonna look for it. You just have to ask me. So what they found is that posture sends stress signals to the brain, and slouching actually tells the brain we are unhappy. So a good posture, and they also mentioned a good posture allows for the feel-good hormones to flow freely throughout your body. So the mind influences the body, but the body influences the mind as well. And it's easier to adjust the body to influence the attitude and self-confidence in the mind than the other way around. It's just easier to do that. So you send these emotions to anyone who is around you. And another thing is that your thoughts and feelings leave an imprint on your body in the form of muscle tension. When you're unhappy, when you are angry, frustrated, stressed out, nervous. But on the other hand, when you are happy, you are relaxed. When you feel good, you are relaxed. So it's the muscle tension. And if we can eliminate that muscle tension, not eliminate it, we reduce the muscle tension, then we will also change our feelings and our thoughts. It's a direct relationship. So we hold most of our mental and physical stress in our shoulders and our lower back. So the first thing you want to do is to relax your body and your shoulders. I tell my clients this all the time. Any moment, any opportunity you have to relax your shoulders, relax your shoulders. Because it's just an instant stress, or almost instant stress relief. So when you slow down the body and when you relax and release the tension, you also calm down the nervous system. And releasing physical stress will release mental stress as well. So adopting a good posture reduces stress, heals your body, and nourishes your body. So that's all of them. All right, so before we go through to the practical stuff, let's recap what we just went through. So we talked about nerves and how the brain communicates with the body. We talked about posture and how it affects the communication brain-body. We talked about head balanced on the shoulders, on the body actually, for good posture and brain-body and efficient brain-body communication. And we talked about the posture and confidence, and posture and business body language. Now the practical thing, the practical stuff. So the secret to a correct and relaxed posture. So this is body alignment. And the thing is, no matter how strong your core muscles are, I mean, it's really important to have strong core, but no matter how strong it is, if your body is not aligned, your posture will not be correct. And all the benefits that we talked about will not actually take place. So posture comes with body alignment and practice. So body alignment. We first talk about the consequences of poor body alignment. It can alter your posture and your body in time. So that means your skeletal system, muscles, and your organs. And that, of course, leads to poor functioning of your internal organs, which are responsible for chemical reactions such as the digestion process. Poor alignment weakens the muscles, and they become unable to execute daily simple tasks. And then when we try to do something, we injure ourselves because we are not prepared. The muscles are weak. We compensate. So, the body's trying to self-correct and adjust and pull left and right and back and forth just to get you to move right. However, it does this at your body's expense in the long term. So muscles weaken, they tighten and get stiff, joints lock up and become less mobile, and you lose stability, that body control. And that's the start of the so-called chain of pain, and throughout the years just builds up and builds up. Right, so what are the benefits of good body alignment? It helps, it's easy to maintain posture and get all the benefits. Better connectivity, reduced pain, stress, and the happy hormones. Relaxed body, less mental stress. More move and feel more comfortable in your own body, and thus with a smile on your face. You are comfortable, you feel good, and you're going to make other people feel good if you feel good. Good chemical reactions in your body. Yes, so we're talking about digestion and absorbing those nutrients in your body, and the feel-good hormones that we talked about earlier. I'm just going to check the questions. If anyone has any questions, just drop them in the question box. Otherwise, I'll just assume that everything is perfect. Okay. Before we go to the body alignment guided visualization, just want to mention two of my clients. Kat was one of my first clients when I became a personal trainer, and she came to me after like 10 years of lower back pain. She spent a lot of money on physiotherapists and on chiropractors, and it all went well. She got better. However, there was something missing because that pain was coming back all the time. It's just coming back. So when she came to me, we started. I did a holistic approach. So we trained the body, we strengthened the body, we looked at posture, we looked at alignment, we looked at relaxing the body, we looked at just mindful, what I call today mindful control. And in 6 months, I took her in 6 months from waking up with pain every morning and even sometimes during the night, with waking up with a lot less pain. She could move around. She didn't have to, to slouch out of bed basically because of the pain. And then at 1 year later, we were doing weightlifting. It's amazing. I mean, it's a real success. And she when she left me, she felt more confident exercising, and which led with less fear of injury. Pooja, who I'm still working with, she's been learning, and she's learning how to use the body with a greater awareness to help existing injuries and prevent any further. So our coaching is based on building knowledge and awareness of the body and its use, and making small changes. So she feels not only fitter, but more able physically and more in control. And this is what I give my clients, besides the, if they come for weight loss or to get fit and toned, that's part of it as well. But it's doing it in a smart way. So, okay, this is the body alignment guided exercise. It's probably going to take about 10 minutes. If you can be in a place where you are not when you will not be disturbed, because it's kind of kind of a meditation if you want. So you want to really focus on your body. And this exercise, you can do it with your eyes open or closed, your choice. I usually do it with my eyes closed, and when I do it with my clients, it's the same. I would recommend to do this one in a standing position with your feet and toes barefoot, so you can feel the ground, and your toes pointing forwards. And yes, you can close your eyes if you want so. So this is an exercise which requires practice, and the more you practice, the more aware you become of your body, and easier to align it and to keep it aligned throughout the day. Right, so let us begin. So I hope you're all standing. So with your eyes opened or closed, relax your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers, and relax your shoulder blades as well. Just follow your breath for a few seconds, breathing deep into your stomach, through your nose, filling in the lungs, and then breathing out through your mouth, emptying the lungs and relaxing the body. So release tension and pressure in your body as you do so. Let all the tension go. And take the feeling of relaxation from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Your body weight distribution. So with your toes pointing forwards, begin shifting your body weight from one foot to the other without lifting them off the floor. After you do this a few times, find a position where your weight is evenly distributed on the right and left foot. So ideally your body weight should be distributed 50% on each foot. Now slowly transfer your body weight from your heels to the balls of your feet. And after you do this a few times, find a position where your weight is evenly distributed on the front and back of your feet. And again, ideal is 50% of your weight on the front, the ball of the foot, and the back, the heel. So now your body is evenly balanced on your feet. Your tripod. Drive your attention to your feet and toes. Your heel, your little toe, and your big toe from each foot form a tripod. So become aware of that tripod firmly rooted into the ground at all times. This is your base of support. Now your knees. Your knees should be soft and slightly bent. And as you do this, do not allow your upper body to lean back. Instead, drop your center of gravity, your general center of mass, straight down by slightly bending your knees. This is not a visible bend in your knees. You feel it, but others may not detect it. It is very subtle. Your hips and pelvis. So imagine your hips like a bucket of water. As you visualize the bucket of water, tilt it forwards as if you wanted to spill water forwards. So here your lower back is overarched. No other part of your body should move except the hips. Another way to imagine this is like scooping your hips. Only your hips. The bend in your knees should not change, your upper body should not move, and your weight distribution should not change either. So now tilt your hips backwards, as if you wanted to spill water backwards. Another way to imagine is tucking your coccyx, your tailbone, under, or belly button looking towards the sky. And so here your abdominal muscles should be tensed, should be slightly tensed or contracted. And again, no other part of your body should move except the hips. The bend in your knees should not change, your upper body should not move, and your weight distribution should not change either. So do this a few times and get used to tilting the bucket and spilling the water. So when you feel you got the right feeling, bring your hips into a balanced position where you are not spilling any water. So in this position, your lower back is neither flat nor overarched. There is a natural curve in the back, and your coccyx is neither excessively tucked in or driven out. Another way you can practice this is by lying flat on a flat, hard surface and drive your spine flat to the floor, then overarching the back. So these are the two tilts. So you can practice this to get the feeling. However, you should be able to do this standing, as you need to feel your body and align your body when you stand, when you walk, when you run, when you lift, when you drive. So practicing on the floor, but then practicing standing as well. Your shoulders. Your shoulders should be relaxed, not dropped forwards and not pulled back to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Your shoulders should be in line with your hips, which should be above your ankles, in line with your ankles. Maybe slightly in front of the ankles. So visualize a line on the side of your body going from your shoulder to your hips and to your ankle. So keep that straight line or column in mind as your body adjusts by itself. You do not need to take any action. Your body will just respond to what you see in your mind. Your neck and your head. Your neck should be elongated, coming out of your shoulders. Your chin should be parallel to the ground. Your head is balanced on your neck and doesn't tilt forward or backwards. It is in a position where there is less stress and pressure on your throat and the back of your neck and spine. So as your neck elongates, your head slowly comes out of the neck. And now there should be a line going on the side of your body from your ear to your shoulder, to your hips, and to your ankle. Now your body is fully aligned. So finally, let's do a full body scan. As I go through the elements, become aware of them and make sure you are in the correct position as much as you can. Again, don't tense any muscles, because this comes with practice, and you will have access to a recording to practice. So, is your body weight evenly distributed on your left and right foot? Is your body weight evenly distributed on your heels and balls of your feet? Is the tripod on each of your feet firmly rooted into the ground? Are your knees soft? Is the bucket of water your hips nicely balanced so it does not spill water backwards or forwards. Are your shoulders aligned with your hips and ankles? Is your neck coming out of your shoulders, leaving the shoulders behind to relax? Is your chin parallel to the ground so your head doesn't tilt forwards or backwards? Is there a straight line going on the side of your body from your ear to your shoulder, to your hips, and to your ankles? So now your body should be aligned and relaxed. It might feel a bit weird at the beginning, as this is something new for your body. But if you do it right, it will begin to be your natural stance. So you can open your eyes now. You can have a seat if you were standing. And there are just a few more things I want to mention. Besides all these elements, the way you breathe can also change the way you carry your body. So incorrect breathing can actually alter your posture. And it can also lead to anxiety, for example, and that can lead to poor posture by itself, which in turn leads to a poor attitude and low self-confidence. Not for everyone, but there is the correlation there. And I had a comment a while ago on one of my blogs saying that the mind can function independently of the body, right? The body doesn't have to be 100% functional. And that is true. The mind can function without the body being 100% active. However, I always say that nature comes the way it is for a reason. So if we only needed our minds, then we wouldn't have our bodies. There is a purpose. They influence each other. So releasing tension in your body will give you more clarity and mental relaxation. So that's what I just said. So everything you do, the body and the state in which your body is, how you breathe and move changes your mood and attitude throughout the day. And that attitude reflects out there in your personal, professional, and social life. So points to remember, and we're there. Points to remember, just 6 things. If you remember these, your posture will change and you will benefit. Eyes, always looking forward. So remember, the head follows the eyes and the body follows the head. Chin, always parallel to the ground. Body follows the head. If the chin is dropped or the chin goes up, the body will follow, and you put a lot of pressure on your spine if the chin goes up. Shoulders relaxed. I always tell my clients, yeah, whenever there's the opportunity to relax the shoulders, relax the shoulders. Hips, the bucket of water, nicely balanced, not spilling water forwards or backwards. Body weight, evenly distributed, left, right, forward, backwards. And body aligned, so the line, the column going from the ear to the shoulder, hip, and ankle. And these are the main 6 points. Right, so for those of you who are today, who showed up today, I have this guided visualization I gave you recorded in MP3 on the Urban Women Fitness Academy, and I will send you this link and you will receive it tomorrow with a password, and you will have this access, so access to this MP3 for 3 weeks. So if you do for 2 weeks, sorry, for 2 weeks. So if you do it 10 minutes a day for 2 weeks, it's going to make a massive difference. It's only for you guys who've been here live today. Oh yeah, tell them what I want to hear. Oh yeah, some of you know about this, but for those of you who don't know, I just want to mention it really quickly. I'm doing this retreat at the end of September, the last weekend in the French Alps. So if anyone wants more information, just drop me an email or a message, and I'll tell you more about it. Last thing is, if you want to have a chat with me, we can go through a personal posture guidance. It's not about pitching and selling stuff. We will actually look at your posture, and we will also go through uh, breathing exercises, techniques that we will go through. Actually, the breathing masterclass, breathing mastery masterclass, is 4 weeks from now, I think. From today. The next masterclass, which is in 2 weeks, is the food discipline. So yeah, I hope to see all of you there. Right. So if you have any, sorry, Ruth. Now I saw your message. You've lost the sound. Did anyone else lose the sound? You will get the recording. So hopefully you didn't lose too much of the information. Okay, so Maripol, you have the sound. That's great. Okay. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, if not, this is it for today. If you have no questions, then that means I did a really awesome job and I explained everything. It was a lot of information. Right. Thanks, Ruth. Okay, then. Oh, that's okay. You missed the first 30 minutes. That's fine. Don't worry, Maripol. Thanks for showing up. All right, then. I'll wrap this up. Thank you again. Thank you again for being live. Oh, thanks, June. And I hope to see you at the next master classes. There's a whole series of them. And you'll receive an email with the recording and the MP3. And if you have any feedback for me, drop me an email, a message. I would love to hear from you. All right, have a great evening, everyone, and thanks for coming.